And we are live. How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? Hold on. Let me turn my TV down. Hold on.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
let me introduce this. This is a kind of an impromptu get together. We're gonna have probably a couple other people fall in. But this Hawks game has gotten a lot of people acting a certain way. So I brought on our specialist Chauncey to discuss this and the group's temperature as well, because the group seems to be splintering over the play that we just experienced. Chauncey, what's going on?
hey, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. I'm feeling a special kind of way about this game. You know, it's not that I expected us to win, and I understood what Damon was saying in the background, where we don't have a lot of players, and I get that, but that's not what I'm upset about. What I'm upset about happens to be the way we played the game. We played discombobulated. I mean, we all understand there's no hunkering down. We can't be upset that the team didn't hunker down. I've seen teams with less players rally around each other. And I'm talking about that Charlotte game where we had all our pieces and they didn't have shit and they beat our ass. We couldn't have done that? Is that what you're telling me? So we don't have Trey and all of a sudden we don't expect to win? I don't believe that, because coaching matters in basketball.
Uh, you can also mention the Orlando game too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, look, folks make too many excuses, man. Ain't no, ain't no reason. We had enough. We had enough pieces there today that played in the playoffs last year to where we should have had a better showing on Christmas Day. I don't did jack shit about no damn how many players we missed. That shit don't fly with me.
It
Oh yeah,
doesn't bother me either.
I gotta hire me some security because Crystal just threatened me. I gotta hire some security because Crystal just threatened me. She said she's gonna be. She said she'll whoop some ass. So
Hey, she's a Hawks fan, so I don't doubt that she has the desires. But we'll get into that in a second, because I do have that written down. But I want to talk about the temperament of this game, because people can be upset about this game without thinking the season's over, without thinking all of these things. But there comes a point in a season where the team has to gel together. Every season is different, and it doesn't seem like this team, the personalities, are gelling to the point where we will move forward in the playoffs. It's just starting to reveal itself as that, right?
yeah, you can say that, but it's an 82 game season, man. You're definitely gonna have clunkers in an 82 game season, but I just think see a lot of people,
And I agree, we playing lazy. That's
a lot of
that's why I'm
people.
frustrated, is we playing lazy. Go ahead.
Now it's just all about who wasn't there. See, the majority of our fan base would want Trey to walk out on the floor. And I guess they wanted him to walk out there with the world championship belt, and all that stuff there, since he was on the wrestling earlier this year. And you know what? I promise you, had Trey had played and he went for 30 and we still lost by 18, everybody would have been cool. What would have went on if Trey had played. He had did what he had to do, what he could normally do, and then a couple other certain players had played a little better. Certain other players would have been getting trashed.
I want to trash Nate McMillan today. I want to
Okay.
trash Nate McMillan today. It's not about the players on the court. This is what I was trying to tell Damon. This has nothing to do with the players on the court. What I'm starting to look at is, how come our coach can't rally our troops? I mean,
Rally them.
Yeah, is he just relying on the talent that is Trae Young, or is he creating a philosophy that whether Trae Young plays or not, we play consistent and competent? Because I didn't see a competent team out there. I saw a team out there just out there playing, and they made some good plays, they made some bad plays, but there was no understanding that, hey, if I didn't do this, I'm going to get sat down. And I know there's not a lot of bench players, and I understand all of this, but there comes a time where the coach has to have control of the team, and this was the game where I expected him to show that. 78 points in with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter ain't it for me.
I'm gonna say this in defense of Nate McMillan. They're grown ass men. He shouldn't have to motivate grown ass men to do their fucking job, especially on Christmas Day. I mean, I get
Yeah,
what you're
but he's
saying.
got to do X's and O's to get open shots.
Do X's and O's to get open shot. We missed. I saw a lot of open shots missed today. I saw a
Okay.
lot of them missed today. Now,
Okay, well, I saw a lot of players, like especially Cam Reddish, breaking down two or three players, different levels, and then getting into the paint and then going like, all right, where do I go? Where do I go? Okay, that guy maybe. He's got to go into the paint knowing that this is going to open up this guy, knowing that this other guy's going to be open. Like, we're not making moves in a game to create open shots. We're just making moves. We're just making plays. Like, to me, basketball is very simple. Pick and roll, backdoor cuts. It's not a difficult game to get an open shot. Now, whether you make those open shots or not, that's one thing. But here comes the kicker. On defense, you got to have pride. And we don't have any pride on defense, because when you get down 4 points, or you get a big lead back down to 4 points, you don't give it up on defense. That's where the energy goes to, and you start playing better defense, not just giving up wide open fucking shots. Excuse my language. I know this is a family day, but what I'm saying is that it's a complete thing that I'm seeing, and there lacks guidance. You're a coach, you understand this, right? If
I
your
get
team performed well,
again.
guys,
I get again. I get what you're saying, but I mean, okay, what is he supposed to do? I mean, if Cam, who's one of his right now, Cam one of his top players, if Cam do what you just said he did, what is Nate supposed to do? Pull him? I mean, is he supposed to pull him? I mean,
No, I mean, like, Cam should not have to do that. I mean, he's so skilled. Have him do one or two things that goes in one direction, gets the other defense collapsing, and then you kick it out to an open man for an open jump shot. It's not that hard. The more gravity that you can cause in a basketball game, the more easier it should be. So if you have a guy like Cam, you got to play him off of JC, not trying to dump the ball into JC like everybody wants, because JC's not that guy. But if you have a guy like JC, or if you have a guy like Cam Reddish, or a guy like Bogey who can create, you have them create for a purpose. The purpose is to get another person open to start swinging the ball around to get an open jump shot or an open play to the basket. Other teams do it on us all the fucking time. It's not that hard. I just don't see that. I don't see any philosophy at all.
It seemed like the best ball movement we had when Gorgie Dang was on the floor.
The best ball movement that I've seen is during the Philly game. It's just like, I know that we can do it. I know that we have the talent to do it. It's just we don't, and I don't understand why we don't. And it has to be on Nate. At this point, we have to start talking about Nate needs to step it up. Either he's letting shit happen way too slow, or letting it evolve too slow, but he's not coaching the game. He's not putting his fingers in there. When we're playing against the Heat, Spoelstra's in the game. He's in the game. His timeouts are coming. When we go on a run, when his timeouts are coming, his philosophy, his style. You get it. When we're playing against the Milwaukee Bucks, it's the same thing. They're going to move the ball around and get an open jump shot, because we've seen it here affect our team. When you play against other teams that are established, like we're trying to become, that's what happens. You don't go a year after making it 2 games away from the finals into not even knowing what the hell your identity is. What is our identity as an offense without Trae Young? Just as an offense, are we a pick and roll offense? Are we a ball movement offense? Are we an ISO offense? What are we? And then on defense, how do you not get them prideful?
Is he coaching any different from what he did when he took over the team last year, 14-20?
That's a good question, and I'm trying to run that through my head because I think that I think in a sense that yeah, because he introduced a few wrinkles to the offense that we were running, and we ran it all the time. We had the two pin down picks, and then the shooters would swoop up. Trey making a move up top, either pick and roll, and now he has to adjust to the adjustments that the team has made, and I don't see the adjustments. Yeah, he was awesome last year, but everybody has now watched us and adjusted to us. What is his adjustments? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
And so
argument.
this isn't on the talented team that we have. This isn't on the array of guys that we have. This isn't like our GMs made a terrible decisions and signing Gorgie Dang and DeLone Wright, but maybe they aren't the right fit. What I'm concerned about is that we don't have a philosophy or an established culture that can bring these guys in and have defined roles. Nobody has defined roles anymore. Everything just seems like it was just thrown in the air from last year, and however it's falling, it's falling. We got some feathers falling, we got some bricks falling. What's going on?
Who led us in scoring today?
I think the lone right.
Who led us in steals today?
That I wouldn't know. I didn't pick up. I would say Cam Reddish, but probably DeLone Wright since you asking that question. The power of deduction.
Listen, man. DeLon can score whenever it's needed for him to score. I've been saying that from day one, but I get shot down out there.
Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Can I just say this real quick to that right there? Can I just say this? I'm sorry for interrupting you.
It's just.
But this is the thing. We were down 41-46, and then all of a sudden, DeLone Wright charges into the offense, charges into the defense, and tries to lay the ball up and gets blocked. That starts a fast break. It's momentum games. Yeah. He had the stats, he had the disc, probably the plus minus, but in the game.
No.
Go ahead.
I have to listen.
Yeah, push back.
I have to be consistent. DeLon Wright, he had 20 points, only 2 assists, -18. I can't. I can't go in on Cam Reddish for having a -18, but give DeLon Wright a pass for having a -18. But the entire starting lineup, like I think the lowest we had in the starting lineup was like a -16. Everybody else it was either -16 or worse in the starting lineup. Our starters laid a fucking egg.
Right.
And that includes DeLon Wright. People get so triggered when I mention plus minus. Look at what happened today, and look at the score.
Right.
Hey, so I can't give DeLon a pass. I can't give DeLon a pass just because he's up for 20. No, I'm gonna be consistent with my criticism. Yes, DeLon gave us 20, but he was also on the floor for how bad we looked on a defensive end. I think DeLon also let us some 3-point shots made today too.
Yeah, but my biggest gripe is the effort on defense. Like we don't seem like we're playing like a team defense. It just seems like everybody's out there playing individual defense on their guys and reacting. I don't even think last year I saw this many open shots on the perimeter. It's like what, and I harken back to that Charlotte game where they had a lot of their starters out and we had all our starters in, and they were getting open shots. We aren't attacking the perimeter like we should with the talent that we have. We are always just giving up open shots and putting ourselves in bad positions by running out to that open 3-point shooter. Then all of a sudden, if the shot goes in or if the shot doesn't, we're in a bad position again. Like it's frustrating to watch a team that you have a decent coach, you have good talent, play so poorly and so discombobulated. We aren't playing as a team, and I think that's the most frustrating part to all of this. I don't mind us losing as long as the effort is there. And right now, it's not like it's a combination of the effort not being there and the effort being put into a certain focus. Like the effort that is there is not on a team orientated goal.
Again, the guys who's letting the coach down are the guys who the coach look to and depend on. Clint, Cam, and Bogey overall didn't play well today. Um,
Bogey's hurt though.
Clinton Bogey didn't go for double figures, and Cam went for 10. Cam, I really thought Cam I really thought this was gonna be
His
that
game.
signature game for Cam because he did go down. He did get downhill a couple of times. He got in the paint, and then he went back to the bad habits.
No, the other coach called the timeout, and they set a defense against him that started trapping him. They wouldn't let him get downhill like he was doing. You could go back and watch the game. Soon as I don't know if that was Vince Carter that I was listening to, but it sounded like him. And he was like, "Oh, here goes Cam." And then all of a sudden he had these crazy drives, and all of a sudden he had these crazy shots and making them. And then all of a sudden they called the timeout and no more Cam.
No argument. No argument. No argument.
You know, with a person like Cam, you got to be able to get him open jump shots. You got to be able to get him open into the layup, into a layup drill. I mean, he is too talented of a player that you can't run simple basketball plays to get this man open towards the basket. I mean, high schoolers do it. High schoolers do it. They aren't as talented as NBA players, but their teams score 84 points in 6 less minutes because of basketball plays, backdoor cuts, pick and rolls, screens, catch and shoot. If you know what you're out there to do, if you have a role on a basketball team and are doing it, everything works. Everything looks good. If you're out there just not knowing, like y'all don't have conversations in the background before the game starts, then you look like what we look like today. That's my frustration. Now, let's talk about your frustration, which is the announcer is the reason why we're losing home games?
I'm not allowed to speak on that. Crystal done threatened me, so I can't. I'm sorry.
And we have a strong legal team at New Pack Rap now. Come on.
Yeah. I may need a lawyer and a bodyguard now because I've been basically told I'm gonna get my ass whooped if I keep on talking. So I'm sorry. Somebody tell Crystal I'm sorry. Tell her I don't want none.
But you do a little bit though, right? Because I mean, the ghost of Cam. What is the exact science there?
Oh boy,
Tigger's not doing it for people.
Crystal jumped tough on me, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. But you know, hey, that's how we are in Atlanta, though. We buck up to anybody, even a great statesman.
Ryan Cameron not being at the home games is the reason why I'm in utter disbelief. I'm in utter disbelief.
You know.
Oh boy, goes back to the so-called curse. You know,
right.
They still talking about the churches they got tore down and rebuilt over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium as why the Falcons can't win at home. For some reason, though,
excuses. I'm done with excuses. You know.
Yeah. But for some reason, Atlanta United can win in that building.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And do you know the response that I got on that? Soccer don't count. Oh God.
What? You really got that?
Yes. That's been said to me.
Whew. Ay, Dios mío.
Man, I be in disbelief, man. I'm at the end of the day, man, it all boils down to making plays on the floor. Coaches, you're right. Coaches making adjustments, but hey, if if a coach call a timeout and they try to draw a play up for a score, and the scorer does not score, damn, now how much blaming we can do on the coach. Now
None, none.
on the defensive part, we're going back into a lot of bad habits. Now, one thing Chris harped on a lot was guarding empty space.
Right.
Now, I saw a lot of that today.
It's obvious.
A lot of that today. Like, we just, what the fuck? Why are we leaving 3-point shooters? Why are we leaving 3-point shooters to go help on Julius Randle? Don't they realize what we did? Listen, last year, what reason why we was able to backdoor sweep the Knicks is because we stopped doubling Julius Randle. We played him straight up. Hey, it was either he was gonna beat us or not. Once we start staying with them shooters, they couldn't handle us.
Does
Same with Philly in the next series. Once we stop doubling Joel Embiid and sometimes you just gotta let guys like that get theirs.
does it seem like we're playing the defense that has the confidence that knows what they're doing is going to stop the other team? Because that's what I feel is lacking. That's why it's time to look at Nate McMillan. Like, and the thing is, like, I'm not criticizing Nate McMillan to the point where I'm like, let's get him out of here, let's fire him or anything like that. I'm just wondering, what is he doing? Is he doing this for a reason? Is he trying to, create men out of this situation? Is he trying to get it down so that he can get their attention? Or is he just not philosophizing basketball with these young men?
I can't. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the huddles. I don't know what's going on in practice. But when it comes down to basic basketball, it's only so much I can blame. It's only so much I can blame the coach on now.
Mm-hmm.
Guys got to execute at a certain point. Yeah,
I agree with that.
I'm gonna be consistent. Last year, the prior coach that we're not allowed to name. Okay, I defended him. I'm gonna defend the current coach. Grown ass men need to go out there and at a certain point they got to execute and play ball. Now, what is the coach supposed to do? I don't know what type of adjustments he's making. I seriously doubt he's just sitting up there watching this shit and ain't trying to make any adjustments. I seriously doubt that.
Right.
And again, like when your roster is depleted and you got a bunch of G leaguers out there, who are you to refer to? I mean, but that's not an excuse. I'm just saying.
That point, right? But you're supposed to refer to the system at that point. I mean, because there was a game I remember. This is probably years ago, but this is when Bud was here, and we had a lot of our players go down, and they still ran the same system and beat the shit out of a good team because they were ball movement everywhere. I mean, and scrubs were hitting shots. Like, if you have a system that you have confidence in, you play better than what you actually are as an individual talent. That's why basketball is beautiful. If you work as a team in basketball, you're going to get better than you are as an individual player. Basketball is very simple in that way. I don't know. I really do agree with you on that when it comes to, like, hey, what can the coach do if the guys aren't hitting shots? And I'm not upset when we lose just because guys aren't hitting shots. But
like
there's
the other
got to
night,
be a certain pride and a certain attitude that comes with me watching them that makes me feel something.
Like the other night, in Philly, we got a major kick from Skylar Mays.
Mm-hmm.
Skylar missed a lot of wide open threes today. A lot of them. Shots that we know he can make. Bogey missed a few wide open threes today. If those shots go down, I guess Nate looks like a genius. But if they now they don't go down, now it's what the fuck is Nate doing?
Mhm.
It just I don't know, man. It's a
This isn't a one game thing though with me with Nate. Like I've been watching him all season, waiting for him to put his stamp on this team, waiting for him to corral these guys and be like, look, this is our attitude, this is our confidence, this is our bravado, this is how we enter the game. Like these guys, you're not teaching them basic shit. Like when you're at this level, you are a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company now. You are trying to guide these guys at very small details. So we're talking philosophy. So we're talking, there's no question. What he is as a coach is trying to do is to take away the second guessing when you're making immediate plays. When these guys drive, you don't need Bogey landing back down before he sees Lance Stevenson in the corner. He's got to know Lance Stevenson is going to be in the corner and passing the goddamn ball. What I'm saying is that there's details, there's small little things that the coach needs to talk to them to remind them of or whatever it is to get them to play faster than what they can normally. But these guys are all super talented. It's not like the coach. You're right. It's not up and down on their skill levels or anything like that. But what the coach is supposed to do is to make this easier for them.
Yeah.
And with that said, let's talk about JJ a little bit. What is the fervor for JJ gonna die down now?
Actually, JJ didn't play too bad off the bench today.
Yeah, I thought
He
he
was
played
pretty
good.
active. He got it. He mixed it up in there. Got in there, got a few boards. He didn't. I mean, he didn't light up the scoreboard, but I know at least in the first half, JJ.
He's a body, right?
Yeah. I mean, um, it's gonna take time for JJ, man, and a lot of fans don't realize that it's gonna take time for him. Yeah, we know he's our first round pick now because of what's going on. JJ finna get a lot of burn.
Mm-hmm.
Even when all the other guys get back, JJ finna get a lot of burn, because this uh this COVID protocol shit, which
Uh-oh.
I got hold on, I
Let's
gotta
talk
agree with Damon. I do think it's a little bullshit, but
about politics. You mean? You know they don't like Atlanta. It's too nice of a black city for them to really shine. I've always felt like they've tried to hate on Atlanta.
hey, I'm gonna try not to go into the pity party stage, but because you know how I am about pity parties, but some shit be right there in your face and you be like, okay, if it
Yeah.
walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck. But once we get past that part right there, okay, all right. Here's my thing. When the game started, we knew who wasn't gonna be there. So now, injury, it's the same as an injury. Injury brings opportunity. Somebody got to step the fuck up. Period. And that's what the coach is looking for. Coach is looking for somebody to step. Coach is looking for somebody to step up. Now, once we get back to full strength, all the unavailable is available.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of these guys a lot of people in our fan base should be getting more burn when they sitting over there on the bench. I don't want to hear it because when they had the opportunity to go out there and make a statement, they failed. Well, Skylar made a little statement the other night, but he also missed a lot of shots today.
Right.
So Sharif's in COVID protocol. I mean, I don't know what's going to be of Lance Stevenson. I don't know if we're going to keep him for the rest of the season.
I like Lance.
But I don't think he played. I don't think I don't think he's played bad. He just
I,
because he's not lighting up the scoreboard.
I don't
Now,
know. I see something different. I mean, I see Lance playing really well, especially for his age and his his progression, in the NBA. But I think he's still playing super smart. And also he's like solo. He's getting into these young players' ass when they're making mistakes, like even
yep.
small mistakes.
I seen
And
him.
that's what we need.
I seen him dive off into Jalen Johnson today.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to have that type of veteran leadership. But see,
What's up,
a
AJ?
lot of the closed-minded in our fan base, they don't see that. They don't see that because it's not fitting their eyeball test. Like, you know, Lance didn't go out there and he didn't go for 25. He didn't go for 25 today. I keep saying it, folks. Get all been out of shape when I say it. My question is, do you want to win or do you want to be entertained?
Right. I
And
want to
our
win.
fans show more and more that they just want to be entertained. And then when you call them on it, now they want to get argumentative. Now they want to say smart shit. Now Morris, now here come the Morris days. We got a couple of Morris days in this group. Our latest Morris day is Clifton. Clifton is Morris, and then whenever he say something, here come Chris Gibson, Jerome number one. And then as soon as Jerome number one say something, here comes Jerome number 2, 3, and 4, and that's Anthony Corey. And showing me you could be a smart ass, that still ain't gonna change how I am, or what's the real. So
Well, I
at
like
the end
it.
of the day, man,
We naming
man,
names. I like it. Well, let's welcome in AJ. AJ, what's going on, man? How you been? How
Man,
was
I've
your
been all
Christmas?
right,
Merry
man.
Christmas and all that good stuff.
Man, Merry
AJ, what
Christmas
up,
to
homie?
y'all, man. What going on, big homie? How you?
Hey, man, hey,
Calling it
yeah.
how he sees it. Just don't let Crystal
Hey,
know.
I mean,
Please, man, please. I done got threatened. Please, so
Don't put your business out there. But AJ, man, what'd you see wrong with today's game? Am I overreacting? Is
I'm,
Chauncey overreacting? Is Damon right about just the team was so depleted that we shouldn't have expected anything? Like, should
I
I
mean,
expect competence from my team, from my coach?
yeah, we got a lot of players out and everything, but still in the same sense, they're still professional players at the end of the day. Ain't no excuses. They're still professional players. Right now, everybody's playing depleted. And it's games we should have won what we didn't win. Like the Magic. I don't care how many people on we had out on when we played against the Magic, we still should have won that game. It's just what I see a lack of effort on defense and we're just playing lazy. It's we're just playing lazy. And
Yeah,
then
that's
I
the part that
also
hurts
had
me.
posted in the new pad group. I had asked. I had said I said, do y'all think before the trade deadline, are we gonna trade for a dog or bring a dog in? Right now, I think that's Lance Stevens because at the end of the day, we need somebody like that. Was it to replace Solo? We need somebody like that because we gotta have that dog out there like how Lance was getting in JJ ass today.
Mhm.
We need
I
that.
like that.
We need a dog out there, and that's another thing. What we're lacking, a dog. We need that. That's what we need. We really
I
do.
agree. And I didn't realize how Trey was Trey's a dog. Trey is a dog. He is that guy. He feels that about himself, and I appreciate that now more than ever because of the influence that it has on the other guys on the team. We're gonna bring in Damon now. What's up, Damon? Oh, he's smoking.
Yo, what's
God.
good, family? What's
Hey, you all right? How's
up,
your
man?
Christmas? Did you
Yo,
get your
yo.
PS5 bong in?
Nah, I
I
still got
sent
the
you.
old basic stuff, bro.
Still got that open. Right. Hey man, well, okay, so you're saying that I don't have the right to be upset about this particular game because we didn't have enough players or talented players and superstars and starters on the court today, right? You're saying that I have no right to be upset at the way the team was coached, right?
Yeah,
I know that's a loaded question, but
for
that was on
just
purpose. Yeah, just this game.
this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why
What
not?
you want to know
Why
my
not? Yeah, I want to
reason?
know your reasons, of
bro?
course.
Bro, let's be honest. Let's be honest, man.
Hmm.
Okay. First of all, let me get this out the way. I really think we were set up for failure. I don't like the NBA. Uh, I don't like the protocol because it's not consistent. Okay. How, how is Giannis able to play? How did um Clint clear protocol, but He cleared, came back and went back on it, and Trey ain't been off yet one time. Right? It's weird to me. But anyway, this game today, bro, we had what, 2 starters? Let's be real here. 2 starters. I don't know. I don't know what people expected. I don't know what people expected from this game. I mean, I know y'all like to get excited and hype. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real here. If we had our regular players, right, and Nate put that lineup on the floor, okay, y'all will be livid. Y'all will be pissed off. But for some reason, he forced to play lineups like this, and y'all looking for excellence.
No,
I
we're
don't
looking for
understand y'all.
consistency. We're looking for consistency,
I'm looking
Demond.
for effort. I'm looking for effort.
Effort.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for effort.
F,
That's what I'm
bro,
looking for.
trying. They was trying. Well, I don't know what
Okay,
y'all expect.
okay,
Bro, trying.
okay,
I mean,
okay.
We
So
didn't.
would you
Hold on,
still?
shots wasn't
AJ. Hold
going
on,
Would
in.
you
real quick.
still?
Hold on, AJ, real quick. But when we needed, okay, when we got the scores down, like to, we were down 16, we got it down to 5. What we needed right then and there was some understanding of, okay, now we're back. Now we play a certain style of game and we win this game. We go out there to win the game. We did not have that strategy. We did not have the strategy to go out there and win the game. We were just out there playing Christmas basketball.
Bro, let's be real. You really thought we was gonna win the game today? That's what you really thought? Because if you
Yes.
go in the
So
chat,
basic.
Yes,
So
especially
I
after
put in
winning
the chat.
Philadelphia.
so
What?
basically. So
What?
basically, what you're telling me is Philly. What's that? The Knicks is better than Philly. That's basically what you're telling me right now.
No, that's not what I'm telling you. But let's be real.
That got
Look at Philadelphia.
we had.
Look at Philadelphia.
Hold on.
Hold on. Bring them up. Look at Philadelphia. Look at our record, and look at the Knicks record, and tell me how many games is different. I tell you, don't even worry about it. 3 games. So let's not act like Philadelphia was the #1 seed powerhouse. Now, if we would
I'm
be
not saying.
Brooklyn or something, then I will understand that point. But I don't understand the point.
Okay, so
I think he froze up, but I think what he was going to say, okay, is we just need some effort. Like the defensive effort was not there, the offensive effort was not there, the sense of urgency was not there. None of that has to do with the players on the court. That has to do with the coach infusing that into them.
Bro, everything you just we already been complaining about with everybody playing. That ain't nothing new.
Right.
Ain't nobody said nothing.
Yep.
All I'm saying is
which is
when we go,
let's address the elephant in the room.
Which is
what's that?
Y'all already know what's the big old elephant in the room?
Crystal?
No, not Griselda Blanco. Thursday in Philly, we played totally different than we did today in New York. And what's the difference between Thursday in Philly and today in New York?
00.
And who wasn't there Thursday?
Clint.
No, I'm telling you, man, like our interior sucks. Why do you think me and Michael have been so harping on the fact that we need a talented big man that knows how to play basketball at the level that Trae Young knows how to play basketball at?
Man,
Bro,
I've been said that. I said that shit in the off season when I said we need to get Giannis.
Season. That's why.
I mean,
that's
on Jonas.
The chat. You saw how mad I got when we signed Dame.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
But everybody was telling me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, because sometimes you say some wild shit.
I mean, listening to the
who played better? Who played better in the post today, Dang or Capella?
I know I saw Dang. I know I saw Capella miss a couple of bunnies, and I know I saw Dang out. I know I saw Capella miss a couple of bunnies, and I saw Dang shooting a couple threes that he didn't make. If you're a big man and you shoot a 3 and you don't make it, you go onto the bench. You go to the
Bro,
bench immediately. I don't care if there's 6 people. The point
hey,
guard's coming in to play.
you see how bad he missed some of them threes, dude?
What's
Jesus
that?
Christ.
What'd you say?
Hey, that ain't missed some of them threes so damn bad, bro. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're like 10 feet. Go in the
Exactly.
paint.
Bro.
I don't know
Exactly.
why these dudes want to shoot threes.
Exactly.
Bro, that nigga.
Oh no. Hey, it's a different story if he making them stop it. Please
Exactly.
stop it. It's a different story if he making them.
Exactly.
That's hold on. This is what y'all told me 4 years ago. That's the new NBA now. Now it's a problem with it being the new NBA. Come on, man. Stop it.
But
That's
Sean,
the new NBA now. And
what up?
by the way, he made 2 threes.
Right, baby?
Bro, hey,
Okay,
y'all
but
don't find it this was cleared to play today? This shit is hilarious.
what's that?
Giannis was cleared to play today for Christmas.
Giannis had to miss 5 games, Demond.
Yeah. Yeah,
To
I figure say he had missed like 5 games though.
Missed 5 games,
Okay.
bro.
Hey, what about LeBron?
I don't know what was up with
387
LeBron.
756.
hey, I also know that hold on. Trae Young tested
Yeah,
positive
it
almost
is.
a week ago and hasn't shown a symptom since a week ago. Hasn't gotten sick since a week ago, and they haven't cleared him to play. What are we doing as a society, as a world at this point? These guys that are super athletes can't go out there and risk a cold? Like, what are we talking about right now? These guys aren't giving each other AIDS like Magic Johnson did in the 90s. Like, we're talking about a cold.
Bro, I try to tell these cats the same thing. What I find out is that a lot of people don't understand, how vaccines are immune. And what I tried to tell the homie, I was like, listen, bro, you can get tested for anything at any time, for any virus or any bacteria, and you can have it in your body and not even know it. I don't
Asymptomatic
understand
has
why.
never been a driver of a pandemic. Go ahead.
I don't understand why the NBA tests these players. Unless you sick, right? Unless you sick, then you shouldn't play. But if you have no symptoms, and then guess what? When Trae Young tests positive, do they really think he just got COVID that day? He probably already had it.
We have all
So he's
already
probably,
had it.
and that's what
Yeah.
I'm getting to, Lou. Like, bro, everybody has it. Just like they could run tests for different strands of the flu. You can have it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell. Make sure the person, when they report it, ask how many people are sick. Because just having it don't do shit. What that do?
Yeah.
That's like somebody with AIDS. I got AIDS. Ain't nobody give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
You
crazy.
know what
It's
I'm
crazy.
about,
And I don't want to get into anything that even sounds political, like when it comes to that shit, because whatever. That's not what we're here
Yeah.
for. But
bro,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do during the playoffs? Are they gonna actually sit superstars playing closeout games? Are they gonna actually go through with that?
I
You
think
see
they
what
You
I'm?
want me
are.
to
And
tell
that's
you? You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you what's gonna have to happen?
What'd you say, AJ?
You want me to tell you what's gonna? You want me to tell you what's gonna have to happen?
What's that?
Yeah,
Them TV ratings gonna have to go down. When them TV ratings go down, then they gonna be like, oh, okay, well, such ain't playing, such ain't playing. What's the name? We gotta get these TV ratings back up. That's what it's gonna cost. It's gonna cost the TV ratings to go down in order for them to kind of loosen up on the whole COVID protocol thing.
You
Because,
right.
like you said, a lot of these people, huh?
I said you right,
You
bro.
said
Because
what?
the ratings hit their pockets. I said you right. You right.
Yeah, exactly. That
You
why
right,
you
bro.
think they why you think it's all these 10-day contracts, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, and Christmas right here, New Year's is right here. They're not about to lose that money. At the end of the day, when the TV ratings go down, that's when they're gonna start loosening up on that COVID protocol. I guarantee you.
I knew. If this was a December 12th, they canceled it. But I knew. I was like, watch them make us play this game, and then try to hype us up, talk about Clint Capella clear protocol. Motherfucker, that's not who we need to clear protocol. We need our player who tested positive a week ago. That's who we need. You know what I'm saying? But for some
Demond.
reason,
When I had seen Capella was cleared, I was pissed off because I was like, how the hell he cleared and Trey ain't cleared when he had went in protocol before him? I was pissed off
bro,
about that anyway.
Capella been on and off since Trey went on.
Good for you.
I'm
And
telling you, bro.
and what do you think are the
But
chances that Trey Young actually plays gets cleared for next game? Probably high, right?
I
Bro,
don't
I
know.
guarantee, bro, I guarantee, I guarantee that he is gonna be clear for next game, just for the simple fact, at the end of the day, New York has the bigger market, so they were like, okay, we gotta let New York win on Christmas. We'll let Trey come back after Christmas. Watch and see. Now watch
Yeah.
see, like it'll be some bullshit like tomorrow around like noon, Trey's clear to play. Like, come on, man, get out of here with that shit.
And
And
Damon,
Knicks
while I
and
still have you, Damon, while I still have you here, I wanted to get your take on JJ. Well, what do you feel about his performance the last couple games?
what he ain't been a factor. He ain't done shit.
He's I mean, Chauncey saw him as an active body. I'm definitely disappointed. I definitely thought that he would have more, to him, but he's also a
Active
young
body.
cat, and I'm glad that he's getting floor time, aren't you? I mean, I thought he played better today than he did a couple days ago.
Oh, he need to be in the G League. He need to be playing more minutes.
I'm glad.
Listen,
I'm
bro, he
glad.
30
I'm
minutes.
glad.
Well, I would rather play
I'm,
30 minutes a night, bro, than 5 minutes a night. Trust me.
bro. I'm
What do you
glad. I'm glad that he actually been playing. Just for the simple fact, it's been people in the group. Every time we lose a game, the
I
first
want
thing they
JJ.
want to do is post his stats. Know what I'm saying? And shit. And
That's
like I had said before, he's still at a developing point.
stage.
At
Yep.
the end of the day, yeah, he's doing that in the G League. But you
Yeah.
got superstars in the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Bro,
and when
you
I
really
asked
like
that to Chauncey, that's what I thought he would say. Go ahead, Damon.
I was about to say, bro, him and Sharif Cooper, when they came up, they didn't look too hot, man. Sharif Cooper, he looked kind of indecisive, kind of timid. And Jalen Johnson, he looked like he didn't know what his role was. It's like he don't know if he to score, rebound, what he's supposed to do. I mean, that's what it just looked like to me. You
But
know
let
what I'm
me talk to you
saying?
about this, Damon. Let me talk to you about this because as an Atlanta Hawks fan, yeah, we've never been like the best team or a dominant team, but we've never been like a developmental team. And so I think when Travis Schlenk came over and created a developmental team, I think that kind of messed us up a little bit as what we're supposed to do with rookie players. Because like when the way we were always right in the middle, even in the Dominique era and right after, like we rarely went all the way down like we did in what was that 2000 and whenever Josh Smith and Al Horford and all those guys were that was like the one and only developmental, and we popped right out of that. And I just don't think people. I think that for me, I'll say this for me is I didn't respect the difference between a developmental NBA basketball team and an established NBA basketball team, and there it's just two different cultures on the rosters. I mean, rookies have their place on a established team, and then on a developmental team, they're pretty much given the reins. So it's just a different thing, I think.
Bro, like
I'm
say what you talking about, man. You talking about like how they do it in European soccer. Okay. See, in European soccer, they don't have a draft, right? You just
Hmm.
go find players and you sign them as kids and you put
Hmm.
them in your academy. And as kids, they grow up in your academies, learning your style of play, how the way you play. You see what I'm saying? So that's fully development. What Travis Slink is doing is what we should have been doing. Like you said, we should have been doing this. Our G League team, I mean, we didn't have our own G League team, I think, until either Bud or Travis. We were sharing a G League team at one point
Hmm.
with the Austin Spurs. See what I'm saying? So
Yep.
either Bud or Travis smartened up and was like, we need to get our own thing. The only thing I hate is that we can't go out and send scouts and find younger talent. You see what I'm saying? Because now you got to
Right.
be a year removed from high school. and then you got to get drafted. So it don't matter if you find them early because they still got to get drafted. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that reminds me of the whole Giannis Antetokounmpo thing, is where we actually went out and did all that work and then brought him over here, and Larry Drew's silly ass went over to Milwaukee and told him about him. So I completely agree. Like I feel that, if you do the work, you should be able to get the
Yeah,
talent.
Giannis, and Giannis is a good example. But I mean, you got to
And that's the first time I've ever said
Nick.
that
Let me
last
tell you
name
something.
right, by the way.
I give Giannis his development. I give him 99% of it because a lot of it, most of it is physical. You know what I'm saying? So that one thing about Giannis that always messes with my head is that this. You see somebody like Giannis, how he came into the league like just a brand new baby, had no idea what he was getting into, and look at how he developed. Why not other players taking that route? You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
makes me wonder: is it really work ethic that
Yeah.
separates you from being random to being a star? Because Giannis didn't come in a star, number one draft pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of
But
is that
he
though,
got
right?
that
I mean,
dog in him though.
exactly.
He
I
got
mean,
that dog in him though.
he don't
Well,
like
yeah,
people.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
He's like Trey Young. I mean, like I'm
Yeah.
those people are different.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
no matter what I say, no matter what I say about Trey Young, because I'm still pissed off about that whole shit what he had said about the regular season boring, you know what I'm saying, and shit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, wasn't but at the end of the day, you always see he in the gym. In the off season, he's in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. He's working on his game. Just because the off season is boring, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have love for the game, even though that does rub me the wrong way. Because at the end of the day, you have to make it to the playoffs in order to turn that mentality on to where it's let's go time. You see what I'm
It
saying?
could, this could be a blessing in disguise. I've heard people reference this before, but we are a team that's really dependent on Trey Young, and Trey Young makes us that much better. And right now, we are losing key games because Trey Young's not making the most optimal decisions. I'm blaming that now on Nate McMillan, but at the same time, this could also be a lot of Trey Young's mindset and him taking a step back in the middle of the season, while he's observing and watching. It could cause him to get that dog fire back, get that this back, get that back. And then all of a sudden we start going on these wins. And when we get to the end of these games, we can start winning these games. So there's optimism. But what I'm saying is now is that we're a team that's basically dependent on Trey Young. We're not a team that is an established culture, established identity, established offense or defense. We are basically live and die on Trey Young. And Trey Young right now could be taking a step back, watching the way everything's playing out, and then come back into this the second half almost as a different person. I mean, there's that, right?
Yeah, but to me, this would just show Trey Young excuse me, how much more he's needed. But let's not get ourselves. And I started that little trend. I was like, we are Trey Young dependent. But hey, that's how it is when your best player is the point guard. That's why you hear some say they don't want their best player to be the point guard. You know what I'm saying? They prefer
Mhm.
to be any other. You know what I'm saying? So we are Trey Young dependent, and that's another thing I didn't understand about the DeLon Wright signing. We needed or the re-signing of Lou Williams. We needed we needed a backup guard who played similar to Trey, sort of like Sharif Cooper. But what I'm saying is, I wish we would have found a Sharif Cooper in free agency. That's somebody we don't have to develop. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and that's what makes me question sometimes what is Travis seeing? Is him and Nate seeing the same thing? You know, we
Mm.
go and get.
I'm gonna tell.
Go ahead, AJ.
What's that with the Delon Wright? I already know what they were thinking about that. They were thinking more
Bigger.
so the defense side of them. With
Mhm.
DeLon Wright, they were thinking more so the defense side of, because I ain't gonna hold you. DeLon Wright, he, you know what I'm saying, like his defense is, you know what I'm saying, is actually good. I ain't gonna hold you because I be doing the draft picks. I mean on DraftKings, FanDuel, and all that. So like I pretty much keep up with almost every player. I mean, he's not, you know what I'm saying, defensively, he's a damn good defensive player, and he can strike, strike fire every now and then from three or mid range or something like that. But the thing is, like right now, he's not performing to his ability. I mean, I still feel like he's trying to find his way with the team, and he just doesn't know what's his place.
I can see that too. I can definitely see that. And what do y'all think about this? I mean, Rico says that Nate and Travis might be clashing on the view of the team. Like that can't last forever, right?
Man,
I mean, if you saying that they clash, you know what I'm saying, as a team, then that's the reason why Travis is the president now, and Buddy is the GM. If that's the case,
Well, then then I'm not as happy as I was last year. It's funny how just a couple months make a difference because like I wasn't really happy when they did this before we played any games, but when they upgraded Clint Capella's contract, I didn't understand that. I thought that was a bad move before they started playing, and he wasn't as good as or he's having the season that he's having. And now if you're telling me that the coach and the GM aren't feeling each other on something, then what's going on? Like, are we back to this
I,
again?
but
that's why I was like, that doesn't even make sense because you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, he wouldn't have got a contract. Nate McMillan wouldn't have got a contract if Nate and Slink and what's the name
That's what
didn't
I'm
see eye to
saying.
eye.
That's what I'm saying. So like, not only the Clint situation, but now all of a sudden you hired a coach that you didn't like as a human. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
now I don't know why we resigned Clint so early. I have no
Me
idea.
either. Me either. That is definitely a shock.
Maybe he thought he was
I
getting
don't
ahead
know.
at a good price.
I
Now,
mean,
are we?
man, come on now, y'all know why we had resigned Clint because of what's the name? Because his
Because
numbers
everybody was getting money.
last year. His
Nah,
numbers
because you
it didn't no yeah, everybody was getting
became
numbers.
Oprah Winfrey. You get a contract.
Yeah.
You get a contract. You
But
get
look
a.
though,
Everybody
but
got
look
a
though,
contract.
but look though, he was in the top wasn't he was in the top 3 rebounds and blocks. You know what I'm saying? The shit. So like at the end of the day, that's really what they took in consideration. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like if he wouldn't have been in the top 3 in both of those categories, you know what I'm saying? Or if it probably just would have been like just one of them, we probably wouldn't have recycled him. Because at the end of the day, you got to think about it, man. Bad. We had Rashad Holmes out there. We had Giannis Valanciunas out there. I'm talking about, bro. We had no say. It was people out there, and know what I'm saying. As soon as I seen that Giannis Valanciunas was out there, I wanted him just for the simple fact Brooke Lopez was looking like a fucking that nigga was motherfucking Thamos out that motherfucker, bro. At the end of the day, you gotta have somebody that could body up with him, and both of them cats like the same size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I saw, man, and the refs haven't been as big of an issue in the last couple of games, but even in this game, like they just let fucking Mitch push everybody around, and then Clint Capella barely touches this guy, and it's a foul. And it's always when it's a closer game. Like when it's not a close game, then they always let play. But when it's a close game, they always mismanage. They always are inconsistent with their style of calling. I notice it. And I don't want to harp on it, but this season it's noticeable. And it sucks.
I don't care. I don't care what anybody say. New York is the bigger market. I don't care what anybody say.
I feel you.
Even if we would have had our full lineup, it would have been so hard for us to win that game. No matter what, it would have been hard for us to win that game, even if we had our own full roster. It would have been hard either way. And it was in New York. At the end of the day, think about it. You
I
got
know.
know what I'm
And
saying? The NBA, they smart as shit now. Why would you have the Christmas Day game? Why would you have that shit in New York and we
if you
beat
want,
their ass in the playoffs? And we
yeah.
beat their ass in the playoffs.
And that's a
Come
perfect
on.
transition into this last thing that I want to talk about before we close it off on a Christmas is how bitch made was it that the New York fans were chanting at the end of that game, at the end of that blowout game, fuck Trae Young. Like how bitch made was that? Like if this was anywhere else, this would have been like the silliest thing to do. I mean, they look so bad chanting that in a game that the guy didn't even play.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I say New York is the bigger market because you don't see you don't see nobody on ESPN, NBC
Clowning.
Sports, TNT. Yeah, you don't see nobody clowning, and not just that. Like not now commentator even tweeted something like that was very disrespectful for them to say fuck Trey Young and he didn't even play. Ain't nobody tweeted that shit or nothing. You see what I'm saying? So all like New York is
You get up. I was like, no, it took
Yeah,
you
it's
longer.
crazy. And Rico brings up another fantastic point with his comment here. And it says, oh, I don't know what happened to AJ. He'll probably come back. But it says, our style of play has to evolve. And because we bitch to the refs, it ain't getting nothing. And I totally agree. And I think Trey's going to realize that. I think JC's realizing that. Go ahead.
Evolve to what?
To a different relationship with the refs and a different because of our style of play where we're crashing into players and all this stuff. And when we play when we're playing defense, like it's a 50-50 on those. I
I'm
think
just
our
saying.
relation.
I bought up them refs when the season started. Everybody was on my ass. Told me stop bitching. I told you. I told
It
y'all.
felt different. I was trying not to bitch too, man, but it felt different. The way we're being refed is different. At key moments, we're being different. I don't know if somebody at a very high level is betting against us, but it seems like
Every bro, for a good stretch, Collins was getting 3 and 4 fouls in the first half, bro. And
like
some of them calls was terrible.
bogus. Come on, bogus, right?
Telling me you can't complain, bro. Refs can affect the flow of the game. They can change momentum. They can
Yep.
get a player hot by giving them free throws. That's why I harp at the refs. But I mean,
Yep.
the reason I don't get on Nate is because it ain't nothing Nate can do. You can talk whatever you want.
But I
Play the
wanted to get your opinion on the Trey Young New York thing. Is there nothing else you can add on that? Because like that
yeah.
was crazy, right? For them to
Bro,
start chanting that was crazy, right?
I put that on Twitter, dog. I went on Trey Young Twitter. I was like, "Oh, y'all saying fuck?" You wasn't. I said, I did a Twitter reply to Trey Young because he talked about it, and I said it was mighty quiet when the games mattered during the playoffs. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? If the Knicks fans are excited about disrespecting Trey Young in a game that he probably wasn't even in the arena, okay, like, come on, man, like
What are you talking about here?
how you want props beating a dude who wasn't there? He
It-
wasn't there. He played. And then on top of it, you beat a team but only had 2 starters. Come on, man.
Two and a
Y'all
half,
really,
really, or 1.5 if you want to talk about it.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying, man. Man, Nick's
So
garbage, bro.
we talked about this last game, and this is dovetail into the end, I promise. But we talked about this, but how cool would it be if we were able to get Herder to run a little bit of PG and Trey to run a little bit of shooting guard, switching that up a little bit, like maybe even in late stages, like some adjustment, because like I'm hearing a lot of pretty smart basketball people. We have a lot of we're a wild crew in this New Pack City group, but we have a lot of smart basketball under minds, and I've hear people talking about, hey, let's have Kevin Herter run point guard or that, and have him learn how to use the rest of this season. If this is a wash or whatever, have Trey Young learn how to run off guard right now. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm all for it because does it. And they used to be the point guard. Steph Curry. Now look at him. That's both at 2015. That's when they started their run. Curry is listed as a point guard, but he
Mm-hmm.
gave up. That's why you see him running around the court now.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch us, when Trey Young gives up the ball, he just staying there.
Yeah.
You know what So it will open up a lot of opportunities for Trey, a lot of good looks. But I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know why they let Trey Young just stand there. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing about that is maybe because like Trey Young literally has a sixth sense. Like there's plays where I was watching DeLone and Mays these last couple of games, and just to your left is a wide open man, and instead they're rushing into like defense where Trey hardly ever does that. And maybe it's just they just feel more comfortable with him being the PG. But if he did learn how to run off guard, and we had confidence in like a player like Kevin Herter to bring the ball up and make that read, man, I think we would be a better, more harder to guard team when we have that. I mean, because we could throw that wrinkle when both of them are on the court together. We could have one bring it up, and then the next time the other bring it up, and then the next time another. I just don't see why we don't try something, because the adjustments that the league has made has affected us as a team.
I mean, we tried it. I mean, that's why you see DeLon Wright. Why you can do the same thing with DeLon Wright. He's supposed to be a true point guard.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring Wright and then run Trey. We can do it. The question is, why don't we? It must be now. We don't have nobody else on our team who a playmaker like Trey, neither.
Right.
So I mean,
yeah, that's Trey I will give the other administration that Trey is a special talent when it comes to passing the ball.
Take him off the ball. You take him off the ball, you lose your playmaker, you lose your leading scorer, and you lose the gravity pool he has. You know what I'm saying? When he dribbles to the left, one or two dudes or three coming over there. You put that ball in the line right, you don't move nothing. They play him straight up.
Yep.
So
and maybe I'll give that to our coach. Maybe he's not making that adjustment, but like when you have these other point guards, like you gotta have plays that they create the same thing that Trey does naturally, because like that's what basketball coaches do, is that they create those things when they don't exist out of moving these bodies around. And you're not always just going to have the privilege of having a Michael Jordan or a Trey Young or a Carmelo Anthony or anybody like that. Like there's plays where you can get people to open shots. Like I see it in college all the time.
Okay, but what are we missing? Because
we're missing role players. Look at this. We don't have role players. We don't have people that don't like Gorgie Dang still doesn't know what the fuck he's supposed to do on our team. How is that?
Hey, who fault is that?
Coach Nate McMillan, which is what I'm bitching about today. Coach Nate McMillan, which is what I'm bitching about today. I'm finally calling it. I'm like, yo, Nate McMillan, what are you doing?
Nate McMillan didn't sign Gorgie Dang.
Okay, then here we go. We back up to this other comment.
Travis Go ahead. Did. Okay. Now, you can use the law. You can experiment. I mean, hell, right now, he don't have no choice but to experiment with lineups to find something that's going to work. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real. Like I said earlier, man, the reason we are in the position we are in is due to our lack of defense. That's the main thing we need to fix. Look at the losses we have. We don't have a problem scoring the ball.
Yep.
We have a problem stopping the other team. If we could stop the other team, we will win games. We don't. It ain't. We got to go. I mean, right now, overall the roster's amazing. Obviously, right now you can't judge shit because you don't know who's gonna play. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, right now, all the Hawks need to do, we just need to battle through the season. Okay. Just make it through the season. I don't really care about. I just want to make the fucking playoffs at this point, because right now, bro, you don't know with the COVID protocol. You don't know if your player gonna be here for 5 games or gone for 5 games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. So I completely agree.
I don't give a fuck what seed I don't care, because like I tell people, look at the Eastern Conference. The conference has gotten better. That's why all the records are so close. 14-14, or you're 14-17, or you're 15-13. You know what I'm saying? We just need to be patient, make it through this and try to avoid injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Injuries, not protocol, because ain't shit we could do about that. Because I think, don't get me started. I think the shit rigged, but you know what I'm saying?
Me too. But hey, do you think Dre's lack of performance at the beginning of this season has let our fans forget how important of a role he filled? Like when we get Dre Hunter back, we should be a much more competent team, because he's just that good of a basketball player, right? I mean, it's like 00, and when we get 00 and Dre out there, these guys are smart basketball players. It's not always about their height and their measurables. It's about how they play the game, right? Because when I was telling you about Evan Mobley, I was like, yo, Evan Mobley is not going to be good because he's 7'1". He's going to be good because he knows how to play basketball at such a high level. You know what I'm saying?
And a good example.
Wait, so what you're saying right now, that the players that we have playing, they're not at high level?
Exactly. I'm saying when you have a guy out there, like even when we're thick with double O's, when we're thick with Dre Hunters, and these guys are coming off our bench, and Kevin Herter, who somebody made a really smart choice, is that, man, if Kevin Herter had a little more Trey Young in him, holy shit, because like Kevin Herter second guesses himself. Trey Young doesn't ever second guess himself, so it's like if these two could just somehow mesh a little bit more, I think we're a better team when all these guys are playing because they know how to play. I don't think Corgi Dane knows how to play basketball at the level that these kids do. I don't think
So
DeLone
how
Wright. I don't think DeLone Wright has ever been on a team that played basketball before. Not this year, but that was really trying to get to something. And I think that's having an effect on the whole shit. Go ahead.
What's not?
you
What's not? I think.
Hold on, AJ.
and you
Yeah.
You next.
game today? You thought we was gonna win the game. Listen to everything you just
Yes.
said. So how could you have any expectation
I'm-
of the team out today to win the game? That shit we won in Philly was luck. Let's be
Okay.
honest here.
Okay, well, before I let AJ go, let me just say this to that, because it wasn't about me thinking that we were going to win the game. I thought it was going to be a competent game. If we lost by 5, if we lost by this, I didn't want us to be down 16 immediately, climb our way closer, and then get into the third quarter and then lose it again. That's how bad teams play basketball. Good teams go down early,
Bruh,
they overcome.
really,
Go ahead, AJ.
dude,
Oh, wait, hold on.
everything you just said
Yeah. Go ahead.
prior
Hold
to
on.
that last.
Go ahead.
What did he say?
No, go
Everything
ahead.
you just said prior to your last rant, and you expect us to compete and win today? I don't
Yes.
understand. You just sat there and went on a rant and this just about everybody who played today, right? But you expected them to win the game. Listen, man, Rico, they was out there trying. Shots just weren't going in, bro. Now we can definitely question some of the shot selection, but hey, when you got Capella missing bunnies, Reddish not hot like he was the other day, you know what I'm saying? Shot bogey cold, bro. The shots just wasn't falling. It's not like we
Okay,
was
but
putting forth effort.
I understand it, but when you look at our team play today, you didn't think that there was something because like coaches
Because
have
you
an
missing
impact
your
on
star player.
basketball.
Lou, you missing the star player. Trey Young
That has
makes
never
the
happened before.
rivalry, bro.
Has that never happened
Listen to
before?
me. Trey Young makes the rivalry. There's no intensity without Trey Young there, bro. That's why
That's on
the
the coach.
vibe wasn't there.
But you got to understand that's on the. To me,
No,
that's on the coach.
bro,
To
I
me,
wouldn't
that's on the
even.
coach. I understood what I understood, but what I saw was not what I
Thank you,
understood.
baby.
And I didn't want a win or a loss today. My shit was not on a win or a loss on how I felt about today's game. My shit was on effort and defense. And this team had beaten you already this year when they shouldn't have,
So
because we
they
were
didn't
hot.
give no effort.
And what's that? No. And not only were we hot when they beat us
So
last
they
game,
didn't give no effort today.
that's what I'm saying. It's like we had no purpose out there. There wasn't a coach that took the man. There wasn't a team out there. Like, it had nothing to do with win or loss today. Today, I wasn't expecting a win or a loss. I was expecting good basketball. Basketball that gelled everybody together. You can do that. You can run simple basketball plays and go out there and effort somebody out of a win. We did it in Philly.
I mean, I agree. I agree with both. I agree with both of y'all. I mean, because
Bro.
just for the simple fact, Demond, he had he had said that you know what I'm saying, like Trey Young is the rivalry, you know what I'm saying, and everything. That is correct. He is the rivalry. And I believe if Trey Young would have been there, it would have been more of an effort on defense and on offense. That's no one said. That's why I like both of y'all. Know what I'm saying? Are correct. Just for the simple fact. I mean, hey, it wasn't no effort. Trey Young is the rivalry, so that's where no effort comes from. By Trey Young being the superstar. I mean, so at the end of the day, it's really nothing. It's really nothing that we could do about it. But I still feel like we in a good position. At the end, know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're gonna have players coming back. And then it's not like we're 7 games, you know what I'm saying, up under 500. Nobody's running away in the East. So, it's still time. But
Yeah.
after the All-Star break, we're gonna have to step it up, which I think they might actually cancel the All-Star break. That's something,
No, you don't
man.
really think that.
I, I mean, if you got the right people in COVID protocol, you're gonna have to, because at the end of the day, you want to see somebody in the
I agree
TV
with you.
playing in the All-Star game. You know what
No, I feel you, man. It's a precarious place that the NBA is in too, man. I agree with Demond that it seems a little odd, and if they want to really start affecting their market value, then they got to keep this up because like
I mean? Hey,
even the NFL is definitely changed their protocol to fit the changing of the virus and to get more people to play because this is a product that they got on the field and like for them to be so strict on on these protocols that aren't even working because now everybody's affected. Whatever protocol they had failed. So like why are they holding strong to these protocols? It's like so I don't know,
I
man.
mean, I told you what's gonna have to happen. The TV ratings
That's what I'm
are
saying.
gonna
Yeah,
have to go down. I'm
yeah,
telling you, they're gonna have to go down. The once the TV ratings significantly go down to where they actually see it different, to where it's not a positive, what's it or whatever, to where it's like a negative. I guarantee you, them restrictions will loosen up.
yeah,
But as
man.
of now, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, AJ, I appreciate you coming on Christmas to feel my pain for this game, and Chauncey who came on earlier,
Yep.
and Damon who was just on here, and that will conclude today's show. I'm good on this. I think I've gotten everything that I needed to say out, and like I'm
Yeah.
just saying, Nate, I'm on to you. Like I got to see more out of you. Like I understand who the players are. I understand the situation in the NBA. But I expected a lot out of Nate because I see him as a
Yeah.
real grown ass man who played in the NBA during a hard ass time, and so
Hmm.
I want more out of him. This isn't me being mad at Nate because I think he's not good. It's me being mad at Nate because I want more. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so if you like the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. Find us on all our socials and check us out. Check out our sponsors. Probably won't be in the description this time because this was an impromptu show, but the next show that you'll see live on Wednesday, 5 o'clock ATL time, you'll see those descriptions. And so definitely check it out. We are for the fans and by the fans. And with all that said, have a great day. Until next time, let's go Hawks.